countertops. Did you see? I have countertops. I haven't had countertops in 6 months. I'm so excited. Almost there. We're 80% finished, maybe 90% finished with the kitchen now. Let's get on with sewing and knitting. Welcome everyone. I'm Cheryl and this is Bluegrass Dreams to Scenes. I'm in my sewing room, which my sewing machine has been used a lot here lately. Some things have been successful, some not so successful. I don't know about you, my garment sewing is just not 100% satisfactory. I've just not been happy. I've had a lot going on in my life, that I've, been going through some things. I'm here lately, I've been trying to sell a house. It belonged to my mother. And so we've been down there a lot doing things. Well, I finally got an offer on it. And then, of course, they do the inspection. And then there's repairs. And you got to call contractors. And, So I've been going through all that lately. Well, now we're past that hurdle. And it looks like we're going to go straight. A couple weeks, we'll be at the finish line. Oh, I'll be so happy. The finish line. Just keeping my eyes straight ahead. Yes, the finish line. It's almost there. But I did make 2 test garments from fabric that it was either gifted to me or had in my nice little closet over here that's so well organized now. And the first one that I made was, of course, this paisley print. And I was really hoping that I would find this paisley print or something to go with it besides this white. But I wasn't fruitful in finding anything anywhere. I visited 5 fabric stores when I was in Nashville and then still went to Evansville and looked and nothing. So 7 total fabric stores, most of them being JoAnn's, because every JoAnn's carries something different. And this blue paisley did come from JoAnn's, but it was a couple of seasons ago. So I checked online, not there. This is pattern. It's a new look pattern. I actually love the pattern. Have a lot of good things to say about this pattern. 6771. Some things were lucky that they were cut the way they are. I need about 2.5 yards to make this. This is a little narrow, but if I had 60-inch wide fabric or somewhere thereabouts, I probably would have had enough. But I only had 2 yards and it was like 45 inches wide. So it was a little hard to get this out. I could get the front, I could get the back, I could get the sleeves. I got one band, the bottom band. I got one bottom band and of course it didn't even dawn on me I needed 2. That's been the way it's been for me lately. I forget to cut something and then I've got to try to figure out what I'm going to do. So the band, thank goodness, was really a wide piece, cut on the fold. So when I realized my mistake, I just cut that piece in half long ways. And it did narrow the band at the bottom, but it is fine because this is long to begin with. I'm not crazy about this white, but it's not hideous. It's just I'm not crazy about it. It's not what I would have done. So the way this is done, you gather this end, that end, you've gathered in the back at the center seam. And then this part is sewn here and this edge is sewn here. So it gets a little thick there in the front. But other than that, everything's fine. I did have to narrow the sleeves at the wrist. I always do that because they make them too big. I usually take out about 2 inches. And that's exactly what I took out of that. I took 2 inches out. I just serged it. And I serged like a triangle. Real wide, 2 inches at the cuff. And then I gradually end at the elbow. And so it's like taking a dart. But I cut it off. Okay? So it's serged out of there. All that fabric. And then it fits fine. I'm happy with it. So that's this garment. This garment is also from fabric that was gifted to me. This is a lighter weight knit, probably more of a summer knit. And I had this brown in my closet. Now this is patterned Vogue, a very easy Vogue, 8950. And after I got started on it, I remember I did make this before, and I did not like the garment that I made. Well, I still don't really like this garment either. For one thing, the fabric is very clingy, and I don't like things to cling around my middle. So I'll wear this as a pajama shirt. The other thing I don't like is this neck edge is it's just a little wider than I wanted. I did size down the shoulder neck edge to a size smaller, but I probably could have gone down another size. And I probably should have cut this a little bit wider at the bottom. It's very, very long too. Like, hello, if I was in the 1970s, I'd put a belt with it and wear it as a mini dress. But it's that long. It's actually mid-thigh on me, which is very, very long. But that'll be fine for a pajama shirt. I will not care. So that's what I'm going to wear it, but just as pajamas. Okay, now then, crafting. I generally don't craft that much except with knitting. But a friend of mine, Linda, makes a lot of cute bags. And I thought, you know, I want to get back over to the sewing group at the extension office. And she's always cutting out a bag or an apron or something, making something simple. So she has this bag pattern that she got off Pinterest. Let me grab it. Called the Line Drawstring Bag pattern. That's the pattern right there. And it's by Jeni Baker. And there are some built-in videos with the pattern. So I printed this off. They always have like a lot of comments. I just print off the pages I actually need. And sometimes that can be kind of tedious, but you can do it. I had this little sheep fabric here, and I've always wanted to make a little bag out of it. I didn't have very much, so it was perfect for this. Now, this little bag here really just needs one skein of yarn in it. It doesn't need to have as much as I have in it. But I'm trying to make some socks. They're going to have snowflakes design. They're snowflake pattern, and it is what you call color work. I did the rib on a 1, a US size 1, and once I started the color work, I switched to a 1.5. I tried using a 2, and it was too loosey-goosey, the white part that makes the snowflake. So inside here is 2 balls of yarn, which I think is too much for this bag. One ball has to be on its side, and the other is sitting flat where I can just pull it out. As far as fabrics, this fabric came from the UK. I have no idea where I bought it. Don't remember. It was in my stash. This fabric here I found downtown at a place called Muppin's, and the same with a micro dot. I have no idea where I bought that. I think this ribbon came from Hobby Lobby, and my little stitch markers are from Tuscan Rose, which is downtown Paducah. This one, they're just little flowers. So there's a yellow one and a green one. I can't see. Okay, so that's that. Now, I will switch bags on my socks, and the socks I've got in this bigger bag that I made today will go in here, and this will go in the bigger bag that I'm about to show you. So you can make 3 sizes of this bag. I want to show you the socks first. This is a picture of the socks so that you'll know what I'm doing. Those of you that knit. This book is called Charming Colorwork Socks. It's by Charlotte Stone, and this is the colorwork sock pattern right there. So the only part I'm not doing is what they call the rails, going the white stripes that kind of go down the sides. I don't particularly like them, so I'm not putting that on there. I'm just doing blue. Okay. The other bag I made is a little bigger. This is the medium-sized bag. And my friend Linda, she just kind of figured out what it would be. And so I had this bug print and this, and this print. I bought all these in Murray, Kentucky at a little fabric store there. I had the ribbon, have no idea where I bought this ribbon. It's a little flower. It was perfect for this bag. See, it just cinches up like that. House of Yarn in Nashville. It's this Navi yarn like this. And I'm just making a vanilla sock. It's thick, so I am using a size 2 needle, US size 2. I did a 2x2 rib. I did 15 rounds, and now I'm just knitting in the round. So that's that pair of socks. I will wear them with boots. Like if it gets really, really cold outside and I'm wearing my boots because it's, you know, maybe it snows. Maybe. They say we're going to get snow this year, but who knows. It'll probably rain. We get a lot of rain in the winter. But anyway, I'll be prepared if it's cold and wet or cold and snowy. Either way. The other bag that I made was this one. Is a little triangular pouch, and it's called, the triangular pouch is a tutorial. It came out in 2013. I got this off of Pinterest, and this is what it's supposed to look like when it's finished. Now, the guy that I really admire that makes bags online is Adam Sows. He's from, I think, in England. I'm pretty sure he lives in England. And he is very, very talented. He is a master at making bags. I've actually told him that. You're so good. Do teach classes. He could make a tutorial video and I would just like be right there, his #1 student. I'm not very good at this kind of thing, but these little squares, I think they're called charm packs. It was given to me at one of the quilt shows I attended one time with a friend, and I actually had this little solid piece in my stash. It was a micro or ditzy flower, I think they call them, ditzy print, and I thought, well, that kind of goes with it. But I didn't really have anything to do the sides with because I wanted to keep what squares I had left to do another bag. So that's for next week. So I went down to Muppin's again, and I bought another charm pack or two, and I had these. So I thought that went pretty good with it because there's blue, but I didn't have many blue pink. I had mostly pink in my packet. So I bought this lining fabric from her as well, and then I ended up buying this little print here to do this bias tape, and I felt like it was cut too small. I've actually made a note on the pattern to cut mine 2 inches. This is 1.5 inches, and I struggled to wrap this zipper. I struggled to wrap this edge. I actually trimmed my edges, and I don't know, I'm assuming a quilter, professional bag maker, someone like Adam would know exactly what I did wrong. So no, do it this way, and it would have been perfect, but I couldn't do it. Now also, this stitch marker is one of them from Tuscan Rose, and it's a little dragonfly, and it was just perfect because the colors are in the bag. If I can get it to turn around, you can see it is perfect for this bag. The other one is just a little scissor, silver scissor that's dangling from the same thing. I like to add the little charms to the bags. So anyway, that is what I have been doing. I do feel like I've been a little more success with sewing and knitting. I'm starting to get back into it. So I don't feel like I'm just, what's wrong with me? Why can't I get back into my creative zone? Finally starting to feel like I'm back into my creative zone. So I'm more myself again. I love it. So this is it for me. I don't know if I'll be able to jump in here next week or not. It'll probably be in 2 weeks because next week we have Thanksgiving in America, and it's a little hard to, like, you know, you got family in and it just gets too busy, too crazy. So I'll jump in, do one. Then I might have to miss another week because we get back into, that's another thing. Birthdays. We've had 3 the first 2 weeks of November. So I've been busy with birthdays. That on top of trying to do things, talk to contractors and stuff. So birthday season is here. We've got 3 that we just had in November. And then we have literally 5 in December. Every week someone's got a birthday in my family. Every week. So it's a very, very busy time for us. It's birthday season. Seriously. Big time in my family. So we will see you later. And I hope you're being creative. And I hope you're really enjoying what you're making. And you'll have something beautiful to wear during the holidays.